Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 2 replay. So on the south side, as the austere player, we have the Prince.7900XTX, whatever that means. And some immediate accusations. Spawn north side as the Red Soviet of Jimmy890HOI. Maybe not accusations, but stream sniping. Not necessarily sniping, but is this still considered stream sniping if you are watching somebody stream to basically map hack?
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Apparently it's maybe a bit of a grudge match, which could be good, or not very good. Grenadiers, MG42, Pioneer, pretty standard build opener for the Wehrmacht player, and we got just conscript opener for the Soviet player, pretty common as well. Pioneer, I'm so surprised he didn't just engage the conscripts. In that engagement, the conscripts would win out no matter what. Just stood there, let them Pioneers engage. Conscripts prefer the close range. Trying to get out some more sandbags right there. We've got some conscripts here. Looks like one of the models are not firing, so he's down one rifle. Which is actually very important because down one rifle means you're down... Oh, great. Soviet players are starting models. What's the percentage of 1 out of 6? Let's see, 2 would be 33%. 1 would be 18.5%? No. Out of the way. Grenadiers are getting a little bit overwhelmed, but we've got the MG42 pushing way forward, which does ward away the conscripts. Got another Grenadier over here. Okay. Sort of quiet down a bit. Time to do math again. MG42 finds a nice suppression there onto the conscripts. Grenadiers are also advancing, as this one is trying to prioritize fire, but was already wounded from the previous engagement. We do have a doctrine lock-in of German mechanized doctrine, and got... And he just lost a squad when he really shouldn't have. MG42 does suppress the squad. Pioneers are trying to engage the flanking squad, but Pioneers do have a low damage output. They have hard time to stop a flanking squad.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
3 Grenadiers are now deployed on the field. 5th Grenadier, or conscript technically, is being deployed. And this doctrine will allow them access to the 250/1 half-tracks, which are a decent mounted unit. It comes earlier than the M3s and M5s. And they're much more durable than the M3A1 white scout cars, the Soviets, or the WC51s. I think their armor is, what, 9 or 10, roughly? Which actually makes them very resistant to bullets, while in comparison, the M3A1 white scout car for the Soviets are, what, 4.2, if I remember correctly?
Access to superior arms and soldiery.
So the 250 half-tracks are very resilient, and we are going to see a 250 half-track. That should allow him some good mounted play. Whatever units below some back, he should try getting a weapon upgrade. It could be a Pioneer with a Flamer, which is also pretty effective as well. Have you ever... The Soviet players are not used to... Or really, Allies players are not really used to being a clown card. Trust me, it is really effective and also quite fun because it's also much more durable platform. So you can't just sit there and tank it and try to shoot with rifle fire like with the scout car. It's simply just not feasible. Wire has been deployed out there, just minor inconvenience wire.
Half-track has arrived. Half-track ready. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Conscripts are eyeing to capture up this point.
A new Grenadier squad is ready. The sector has been cut off.
And we do got this conscript squad now receiving quite a bit of fire from this half-track. Does get forced back right there. And do have a bit of wire being deployed there as well. Here comes the scout card. We have... I'm trying to get the Soviet player selected. We do not have AT grenade research. We do have medic research, but not AT grenades. Losing that... Oh, no, he has plenty of resources here. He's going to try to get some guard squads to engage the half-track. I was going to say, since he lost that conscript squad early on, it probably prevented him from getting out the AT grenade research. By actuality, that's not the case. And now he's backing away, thinking that AT grenade research is going to come out shortly. Let's get suppressed there by the MG42. And it's had to haul it down. And when hauled down for long enough, it's able to get the suppression fire. But I still don't believe he has AT gun research. Or AT grenades now being researched. Deploying something out right there. The half-track has received some penetrating rounds. It's not completely invulnerable, but it's very resilient, that's for sure. Great damage coming out on the combat engineers, but good damage coming out on the MG42. And he is going... The half-track is not Veteran C1, so he can't reinforce in the front line. He needs Veteran C1 to reinforce. And there goes that Grenadier squad as well. So he has lost a squad, which actually is quite important. As opposed to this half-track, and a perfect angle there for suppressive fire ability. If he's able to get it fed one enough, he's able to get more suppression with the MG42 as well as reinforcing. He is going to just fall back the MG42 now. And he's going to get overwhelmed from multiple angles. AT grenade may be on its way out. PTRS fire was relatively successful, but no AT grenade there, even though he had it researched. Maybe he had enough munitions. Maybe in that fight he didn't? Another Grenadier has deployed out on the field. He's going to make sure his 4 Grenadiers are out. Rifle grenade fired. Does get some minor splash there.
Attempting to steal our sector.
And even going inside this garrison, it is a good garrison to fight from. 5 windows inside, so it's more than enough for the 4 Grenadiers.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Conscripts do receive a bit of fire right there. And a rifle grenade was actually fired on the other squad, but does dodge it in time. Such a VP is exposed. Oh yeah, there's a Sherman, the snow variant of the map there. Soviet landmine has pulled out here to help whittle away his opponent. As he's got the conscripts now backing away slowly from the Grenadiers. And there is a minesweeper in the back of this half-track. Which is an unusual thing to see, but does sweep the mines. Conscripts do back out of the building. It's not a great building to fight from. This heavy cover, however, makes a very good cover to fight from and engage that garrison. Heavy cover is better than garrison cover. Guardsmen are pushing his way forward as well, or guards rifles. And looks like he does have the DP upgrade there of the guards rifles infantry. Grenadier squad is falling back. The half-track's still not a Veteran C1. So close, but yet so far. Does get good suppressive fire there on that conscript squad, and does drop a model on this Grenadier squad before getting inside the garrison. Thought I heard a rifle grenade. That rifle grenade was fired there. May got some splash there. These guys are quite wounded. This Grenadier squad will need to fall back. Did do quite a bit of damage there. All these Soviet forces are quite wounded. I would retreat back the guard's rifle. He's trying to merge into it. And does fall back the conscript squad now. Looks like the half-tracks finally got the veteran C1. Does fall back.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Over here, the conscripts are setting up some heavy cover, which will be useful to fight from. And set up an angle where it's not likely he can use it for his own purposes, because he's going to come down from the south, and that cover will not be useful for that purpose. Does push out forward, does get an AT grenade there. We got some Panzer Grenadiers in the back of it, which they do quite a bit of damage there. Immediately holds down right there. Not a good angle to hold down with, but he is quite damaged. Half-track will need to get some repairs. Ooh. A Grenadier squad has gone down. Because I'm pretty sure he had 4 Grenadiers, if I remember correctly. T-70 has been deployed on the field. He is getting some good damage there onto the Grenadiers, slowly picking away at them. The garrison's not exactly great. There's only one garrison here, and the MG42 is firing against the T-70, not against the infantry. And looks like the MG42 will get flanked, needs to fall back. Half-track is now getting repaired on up, which will quickly get repaired. It's not currently hauled down. It actually did have the vehicle quick repair ability being activated. Panzer Grenadiers try to make the advance, try and pursue that conscript, or combat engineer. It does brace Dirk there, the fight from a better position. T-70 starts making his advance, trying to gauge this, what's it called? The 250 half-track, as the MG42 is trying to reposition as well, but it's not a good engagement for the MG42. Conscripts and Grenadiers engaging out, time mode opponent. Even though the Grenadiers do have the upgun, the Conscripts do have better positioning. And does get a good hit there onto the Grenadiers, and now he's rotating his fire a bit over here as well. MG42 will get receive a Molotov there, forcing him back. And does get some good damage there onto that Grenadier. We've got the half-track remounted with some Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are not being upgraded Panzer. For some reason I thought he was going to go for a Panzer. It's not Company Wars 1, even though that's still a possibility to hunt down the T-70. Just go ahead and force back the conscript squad. And we do have the support armor core. He does have plenty of fuel for any of these options. You can also take time to deploy out the command tank. In this particular instance, the command tank could be a good opportunity to provide some defensive buffs and still be strong enough to engage the T-70. Molotov was thrown, does get a nice splash there.
Enemy forces are securing our
And it's getting some good hits there onto that conscript squad. T-70 shots do rain on in. And these Grenadiers will need to fall back, sustaining a bit too much fire right there. And also negative ground, so that's like a great engagement. Soviet player has a lot of fuel stored up. He does have tier 3 and not tier 4 built. If he gets tier 4 built, he should have enough for a T-34-85.
The enemy is taking our territory.
And the Panzer Grenadiers will need to fall back, sustaining a bit too much fire there.
Additional resources are now available to you, Commander. The territory is out of contact.
But it's there onto the 250 half track, and the cutoff point has been secured or decaptured by the combat engineers. Grenadiers making their advance. Does force back the combat engineers.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Panzer IV
The enemy has driven a wedge in
has
our
been
lines.
deployed out on the field. It does throw a round into the hay. Does gonna find a pretty good hit there. 3 kills. He could get a button off, but it'll be for no purpose. Zisgun tried to advance. Actually getting the button off there would be great for the Zisgun. Does find a landmine there. That's one model that needs to fall back, trying to get the guards' rifles. And does get the AT grenade there on the Panzer IV. Pinto mount being researched, has been researched. We do have a marked target there onto the Panzer IV. Grenadiers are very stacked up on top of each other. Does fall back, finds another landmine. Luckily, retreat back early and falls back. Right now, the Wehrmacht players have lost quite a bit, and not in a great position. Not lost quite a bit of stuff, but took a lot of losses.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Panzer Grenadiers are making an advance, getting some great hits in. Does have the support of the combined arms, which I believe. Yeah, it's more of a defensive buff, not offensive buff, so don't get any additional benefits from being in the back of that other than perhaps reduced splash damage. Panzer IV being received some repairs, so that's a marked target there. Zisgun is advancing, and it will roll a miss there. Find some hits there onto the conscript. T-70 can't really, well, could potentially get some rear armor hits in. T-70 does spot everything. It does get a Molotov thrown on top of the MG42, forcing me back immediately. Grenadiers are making their advance. Iron Reese capture up these sectors. We do got a big wave of forces advancing. Pressure reinforced. He, of course, have access to the button combined with the Zisgun. And not a whole lot of munitions as well, so can't combine that along with marked targets. So it's probably button or marked target. Pick one, not both. Let's wait a couple minutes. Ooh, try to go for a rifle grenade there, but the grenadier, literally, was actually sniped right there by the T-70. Panzer IV was spotted. We could see an AT grenade. Could see some PTRS fire to. Ooh, there's the AT grenade. 250 half track will go down. Does get an AT grenade onto the Panzer IV. Ooh, bundle grenade gets a nice hit there. Panzer IV could potentially go down, but it is fast enough to circle around. T-70 is taking some shots there on the Panzer Grenadiers, severely wounded as well. Panzer IV can not likely go down to the T-70. The T-70, what it needs to do is get in front of the Panzer IV and body block it. But it looks like the Pinto Mountain will manage to take out the AT gun and does get it killed off there with a nice Panzer Faust shot as well. T-70 is down. We got T-3485, however, on the field. Conscripts maybe here just for spotting to support the T-3485. 4 fires the ground, gets a direct hit there. AT grenade does connect, leading 1 shot till death for the Panzer IV, and does force fire the ground there. Get a direct hit there. Very, very well played. Zisgun does find an angle there, gets a pen, but little too late. Oh, I hear a flare mine. Very nice. I like seeing those. T-3485 make his advance, trying to hunt down these pioneers. And going for the cutoff point there. One of the squads had an upgraded 7-man squad. And is that this barrage right here? Nope, he's force firing, destroying the sandbags. Pioneers are holding out. Does receive a Molotov there. That was a bit of a waste. Rifle grenade does roll a miss as well. And does get suppressed there by the MG42. Grenadiers going to be closing the sector, preventing it from being captured. Both sides need the munitions. The Wehrmacht player can be a bit more wasteful because doesn't have any doctrinal abilities to really use for his munitions income. So wasting grenades is actually perfectly fine for him. The Soviet player needs to be, ironically, needs to be a bit more conservative with his munitions to get more marked target. Nice Panzerfaust there. Usually it's the other way around. The Wehrmacht player usually the one that's always starved of munitions, while the Soviet player usually has a crap load. But in this case, the inverse. Another Panzer IV is being deployed and out. He does need a tank or something to gauge out the T-35. It may be a bit better to go for a Stug, something a bit cheaper. Of course, doesn't have the turret, which could pose its own problems, but maybe something more defensive and cheaper combined with a command tank. But Stugs, they have less than 640 health. They have 5 something, which the defensive buff from a command tank will not positively affect a Stug in a tank combat. With a command tank, the Panzer IV can withstand another shot, but not a Stug. But maybe that's just a Stug E, not a Stug G, the short barrel Stug, so I could be mistaken about that. I don't know why, that just seems like ready to be crushed by the Panzer IV. Horrible idea, especially with this big gun here and the AT grenade from the conscripts themselves. That does mean I don't have the thoughts in my head of crush them.
We are losing supplies to the enemy. The enemy has cut off a sector.
Conscripts are going to get suppressed there by the MG42. And the T-34-76 does receive a pen in return and a Panzerfaust. Ooh, good hit there. And annihilated. Yeah, with that good hit there, even a full health squad may have trouble getting past the Panzer Grenadiers. Molotov does come forward into the building. Don't need to worry about the heating bill this winter.
On our territory.
Conscripts engaging at long range. Panzer Grenadiers do get behind heavy cover. They should be a win out in that engagement at a long range fight.
Combat engineers are standing by.
Another squad of combat engineers. He needs the repair squad. Doesn't need to worry about a flamer. Maybe a good idea to get out a minesweeper instead of an increased repair rate. This one has been captured. You also got an S-mine field, so he didn't micro around S-mine field. And does go ahead and force back the conscripts, with a Panzer Grenadiers, of course, does get forced back, but the T-34-85 has prioritized fire on. Guard squad in pursuit. I heard an AT. Oh, there's a grenade sound. It does force back the conscripts. They need to fall back, or it's about ready to get wiped out. Does fall back in time. Good AT Panzer IV shot there. And this barrage coming in from the Soviet player trying to hit his opponents. Captured this. T-34-85 rolls a miss there on the Grenadiers. And the guard squad does get forced on back. Down south we do have the Panzer Grenadiers, Veteran C3. with the Vet 3 Grenadiers. Looks like all the infantry is a Vet 3 for both sides, excluding some of the engineer squads and support weapons.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Pioneers are captured at that point. We do have these forces are advancing, and these guys do get hit a bit.
Establish our supply lines.
T-35 does get a great hit there onto the MG42. MG42 is falling on back. Got also a Wehrmacht mortar, unusual item at this point in time, but that one mortar shot could land right there, but no, it's a bit too far away.
A squad of infantry has been killed.
Ooh, he lost his combat engineers again. They are relatively cheap, but something you don't really want to lose all too often. T-35 does get a good hit there onto the Pats Grenadiers, and a good hit there onto the T-3485. Rifle grenade was fired, and does take up the cover there as well. That could have been a very deadly 1-2 hit, because removing that heavy cover means they take full damage from the rifle grenade. But he does dodge it in time. I hear that pine trees burning. Hey, have you ever threw a Christmas tree into a campfire or a bonfire in the summer months? It goes up really quick. It's always a fun thing to do. It's like everybody knows they're very flammable as they get more and more dried out, but nobody's actually really tried to throw them into a bonfire until somebody in the family is like, "Hey, want to do it?" It's like that'll go up immediately. Yes, everybody has a bit of pyromaniac, bit of a pyromaniac heart at heart. I cannot speak. I cannot think today. Yeah, get the idea. Guards rifle maybe eyeing for a grenade into the garrisons. Not simply a great garrison to fight for the Grenadiers. Does throw a grenade there, and not backing out the building. Actually may have saved them, depending if you would have microed going out the wrong side. This garrison is severely wounded. Needs to get out of the building relatively soon, because one well-placed or not well-placed shot there into that building could be taken out by the T-3485. My speech is not good today. Then again, whenever is it? When is it ever good? Mortar is trying to get some hits in. There's good line sight blocks here, so this is a relatively good position for a mortar. Could be pushed a little bit farther forward for reduction and scatter. And he does take out the wire there, but like the next Panzer IV shot will land right into that. Oh, no, never mind. I was going to take out the sandbags there, but it does find a nice double kill. Well, he does run over the sandbags. That will prevent him sending any shots into the sandbags. T-35. Oh! He needs to get out of that garrison. He's not paying attention. Stick around. Oh, nope. He does get out of the garrison. Do not get inside of the garrison. Okay, it looked like he's about to get back into it. Grenadiers are making the advance. They're just being able to move forward into the Grenadier, or into the conscripts. The Grenadier squads do fall back, as this one does get inside this garrison. It's a stone building, so can withstand a bit more shots, but that's the only shot can withstand. Next shot could take it out. We got a Katyusha on the field, which is a good item. T-3485 is not exactly the greatest AT vehicle. T-3476 does that better. Nice shot there onto the guard's rifle. Ziska and Force Fires finds a hit there. Now there's a, yeah, that's definitely not an angle there. So he's definitely force firing. Gets another pen there, 2 pens. He's been pretty good at the attack ground so far this game. Another Ziska shot onto the T-3485. Waldorf does connect here. Blue's been deploying out Panther.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
he may be worried about more T-34s. Once he sees the Katusha, he realizes it may be a bad option at this point in time. Though it would hard to counter the T-34-85, so maybe it is a good idea to deploy it out. It may be a better idea to go out for a Stug and command tank. Hard for me to say exactly. That T-34-85 shot does get a nice splash there. And down here, we got the Panther advancing, being upgraded. Both of those upgrades. One's an entity upgrade, one's a squad upgrade. And here comes a bundle grenade there, forcing back the conscript squad.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Panther start makes advance, trying to get some shots there. Or does have the pintle mount up, doesn't get any shots off. Getting that structure is not a good idea, because one well-placed shot from T-35 will take it out. Assist guns advancing and getting annihilated by the Grenadiers. Titan's force making his advance, getting some good damage there onto the conscript squad. It's at full health. He is going for an AT grenade, but he will not be get the snare off of that. Panther's in pursuit of the AT gun, not of the Panzer IV, and does get buttoned there, tying him up, but the Panzer IV shot does get directed there on the Zis gun, decrewing it. And now the Panther's going to be trying to finish off that Zis gun. We have the combat blitz there. He's trying to Uraj, trying to capture up the Zis gun there. Panther will spot the two T-35s, and maybe a good idea for the T-35-85 to get a ram there, because that could finish it off. Get some great hits there. Zis gun does go down again, but does manage to squeeze out one more shot there. Panther needs to fall back. Panther's about ready to go down. Gets a Mango Destroyed crit there from the PTRS, and does go down to the Panther gun. T-34 Panzer IV needs to get out of there. The T-34-76 can quickly finish off. Rifle grenade connects. Only gets one model, however, does not get the squad wipe. Dishka in placement does suppress the Grenadier.
The sector is at risk.
But it's there on the Grenadier. We've got the conscripts capture up the cutoff point, denying the income of his own fuel point. Let's take a quick look at resources. Panther is down, which is a massive loss for the Wehrmacht player. He does have a bit of manpower and fuel stored up. Going for another Panther at this one time would be a good idea, or maybe a couple Stugs. For the Soviet player, he has a significant fuel float there, but not a whole lot of manpower.
We have 200 points remaining.
He doesn't need to worry about deploying out another Zis gun. He has two T-30-45s, and he has a Katusha as well to support him out. So overall, the Soviet composition is quite well-rounded, but he is lacking reserve resources. He does have a reserve of munitions now, so he is able to call on mark targets when he so chooses, which would be great for a second Panther. And that mortar can be focused down by the Katusha. The Wehrmacht player has a bit of manpower, a bit of fuel, but at this point in time, he needs more AT assets. The capture of this gun is quite important. Let's get two pens there. Got a mark target there onto the Panzer IV. Won't accomplish anything. And now here comes Katusha Barrage. I love how I see the Katusha Barrage, the rockets shadows coming in first. I don't know why, that just, like, oh, I just love that sometimes. Let's get suppression there on these squads. Grenadiers are focusing on the guards, riflemen. They do brace dirt. And he does go ahead and merge on that squad. He can merge again. He does merge again. He may even fall back relatively soon with that squad. With the conscript squad. He does fall back. The guard squad is not really firing all too well thanks to those merges. They're like facing the wrong angles. This T-3476 still has prioritized fire on. Panzer IV still has plenty of health, has prioritized fire as well. And Panzer Grenadiers are not captured at this point at the moment.
Target vehicle marking available.
We got some hits there onto the T-3476 thanks to the pack gun and the Panzer IV. He has pulled out a pack gun to help engage his armor. He may be just trying to stall out for another Panther. Which at this point in time I do believe he does need to do. Constantly pushing along the left side of the map, gaining some more resources. We got another Zis gun deployed out by the Soviet player. Which is probably a good idea for him to get that out, just in case. Though honestly, maybe preserving the manpower, get out another asset. Another Katyusha wouldn't be half bad. Start inflicting manpower, I believe. Does spot the S-mines there, but had not been able to sweep them.
The sector is at risk.
Pack gun does find a hit there. We got the Grenadiers advancing, but they receive a bit of fire there. And here comes Katyusha barrage onto the pack gun on MG42. These good hits there. Force back both of those squads. And the Grenadiers are now sort of just moving around blobs. May run into that rocket. They're actually pretty close to walking into the splash of the Katyushas. On the right side, we got these forces advancing. Panzer IV finds a miss there as the Pioneers are being ripped apart by the Guards' rifles. Left side, Pioneers capturing up the point as well. It does go and brace dirt there, trying to avoid some fire from the Pintles. And the Pinto hull mount on coaxial. And do have a telemine deployed out right there, which could be very handy. Though he does have to be careful, there's a minesweeper here. Though he's likely going to send the minesweepers towards the S-mines. T-3485s are advancing. They may stall that formation. It gets detonated there due to a miss on the Pioneers. And now, seeing that one landmine, he's not going to advance the sector unless he has the combat engineers in the region. Because if there's when a person starts laying down landmines, good chance he will start seeing more landmines. Conscript start rolling forward, couldn't get the AT grenade off there. This conscript here is being suppressed as well, and Mortis does find some hits there. He does go ahead and brace dirt there. Remember, when they're bracing dirt, they can be crushed instantaneously. I don't think the Wehrmacht player is aware of this, because he had a perfect opportunity to actually crush them. When they're bracing dirt, it's like when they are pinned. They have no movement, which means they cannot dodge an oncoming vehicle. So anything that can cause crushes will crush. Good is there onto the Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers as Katyusha barrage now running on in, trying to hit that AT gun. Does destroy the garrison. As the Panzer IV is blitzing forward, he's going in. He's trying to hunt down that Katyusha and finds Katyusha, but he gets abandoned there, which is really stupid. And now with a button and damaged engine there, he has to pay dearly for that abandoned vehicle. Zis guns and Pack 40 engaging. Does get some good damage all across the line, which will force back the T-3485s. Pioneers are still suppressed. They likely won't get out of radius anytime soon. They likely won't get pinned. Does get an 8 Panzerfaust shot there. So he's probably not going to pursue the Panzer IV anytime soon. He does use a crit repair ability there. He still has access to Pinto mount while firing, but looks like not the main gun. And that ability actually saved him. It's a ability that's hardly ever used. In this case, it saved him. So very nice. He needs to go. The Cartucher has been recruited. Needs some repairs. He's trying to pursue the T-34 with 85. It's efficiency 3-1. And does receive an AT gun or shot there from the gun and an AT grenade. Second shot does come on the Panzer IV, severely wounded. Rolls a miss there, and there goes the Panzer IV, getting bounces and misses. Does get main gun destroyed there from the Pak 40 or from the Zis gun, one of the two. Panther is now out on the field. All the vehicle assets on the field are severely wounded. We do have. Now we also have the vehicle crew repair ability from the Soviet player. So both players actually using that ability. At this point in time, it's great for the Soviet player. He has a lot of munitions stockpiled up. And he has a lot of damaged units and only one combat engineer. Does get an AT grenade there on the Panther. It will take 2 more to get an engine snare. At this point in time, he has a bit of fuel stored up. He can either save up for another Panther, or he can go for a command tank. I'm more impartial towards command tank. It will buff up the Panther, as well as provide some good infantry support. I say good with relative quotation marks. It can provide infantry force support, but still not that effective. We do have a Cartucher barrage raining on in. Does fund S minefield. And we also have NG bunker here, which will get flanked there by the Guards riflemen. And with the Guards rifles there, he can slowly pick away with it with his PTRSs. Grenadiers do advance. They don't had partial buffs there from their aura. A preemptive. Ooh! I was not expecting that to be a full wipe there, but he gets a full wipe on the conscript squad. A preemptive Molotov there was definitely not worth it. Guards rifle do get forced back by the Panther. The Panther does have a bit of damage onto it, enough for a snare. And got another Guards rifle deployed on the field, which he does have plenty of munitions there for DPs, which he's researching now. Oh, that was not enough for a snare. My mistake. The Soviet player has been very eager with the AT grenades. I was going to say maybe the Soviet player was thinking the same thing as I was, but he's very, very active with those AT grenades, that's for sure. Looks like the Wehrmacht player is going for another Panther. He's not going for another command tank. He should have enough manpower for a Panther, right? Yep, he does have enough for another Panther. He may not realize that he has enough for it right now. Another possibility is he could go for a Panzerwerfer. He does have 2 AT guns. Nope, never mind. Second Panther. Taking out the T-34-85s will allow the Grenadiers to engage his opponent's infantry forces no problem. We've got a Cartucher barrage now raining on in, trying to get some shots onto this force. T-35 does find the Pak 40. Does get 2 kills there, and the remaining 2 models are quite wounded. Does get decrewed there, even getting after Fetch to 1. He could try to go for the stun shot, but was unsuccessful. Panther has been repaired, now trying to slowly pick away with his machine guns. Rocket grenade will come forward. It's a good hit there onto the guard's rifle. Goes a bundle grenade there, but mispredicted the retreat path. Does get one model, however. Panzer Grenadiers will need to fall back soon around the way. That T-54-85's coaxial hull mount are quite effective, like the T-54-76. The two Panthers are now out in the field, ready to engage these forces, no problem. Mortar is running on it. Oh, I thought that was going to be a wipe there. Panthers now in pursuit, trying to hunt down these tanks. The infantry here, we could see a button here. He should be close enough for a button. We see may see a marked target in return. And got a snare there from a Panzerfaust. Ziscon does find a hit there. No marked target. This is a time for a marked target. And does back away. Marked target on the low health one. Does receive a pen there. That Panther's one shot away from death. This one may need to fall back. No, he's going to go in. Oh no, he's going to lose it. Goes roll up bounce there. Rolls 2 misses. And he maybe not pursue any further. He is out of range of his infantry. The Grenadiers could push forward, but there's a large wave of infantry there. The full health Panther is going to be advancing. We'll find a Zis gun there. Finds one of the T-35, but that one pursued will stand a shot. Both those are severely wounded, and they will back off. The Panthers looks like backing off as well. MG-42 does find some good suppression there. Close range Katyusha barrage getting some great hits onto this big bulk of units.
We are losing supplies to the enemy. The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Mortar barraging this location. Has a mortar barrage. Panzer Grenadiers are starting to engage, and they do, of course, fall back. Panzerwerfer on the build queue. That will likely put on pop cap.
You are showing weakness.
Oh, we got another Katyusha on the build queue as well. See, Panzerwerfer 12 population, and after reinforcing squads, he will be at 100 population, roughly. Machine gun bunker is still very much alive. This has not been taken out. There's also a teller mine here, which a well-placed or misplaced mortar there could detonate it, but may kill off the Grenadiers or conscripts while at it. Guards rifle being ripped apart by the MG-42s, and these conscripts are being forced back. This Panther's going in deep, trying to pursue the Katyusha. He knows it's one. He may not be able to realize another one now, freshly built. That one has 0 kills, 0 veterancy. Panther's going to be backing away. He will save his Katyusha. Katyushas? The Grenadiers do fall back. We're seeing quite a bit of fire there. Pack 30 or Capture Ziscon does find a good hit there. And Conscript may eye for an AT grenade there. Doesn't have a whole lot of munitions. Best save it for a marked target with a button combination. Those who are all forward, which is another good use for the munitions, trying to flank that M42. They do, and the Molotov does connect, getting good damage in. He may get the wipe there. It does get the wipe there. He could claim it for his own usage. Panzerwerfer has not fired his first barrage just yet. Or if it did, it completely whiffed. Panzer Grenadiers do fall back. Going for a rifle grenade there. Does not get a squad wipe. Remember, the barrel clay has no munition sink, so he can spam off grenades all he wants. Got a marked target there on the Panther. Button as well. This Panther may go down. T-3485 is charging forward. One of them is only a little bit wounded. Good hits there. Multiple good hits there. Does skip the button there. Marked target. Actually, there was no marked target in that group. Decides to use combat blitz. One shot away from death. One pen, I should say. And he will actually back away. He will save that Panther. Smoke barrage there. We do have a Katusha barrage now raining on in, getting some good damage there on the Grenadiers. Guard's rifle will receive quite a bit of fire there. He may capture the point before getting pinned down there. Grenadiers are going to be stalking to capture him now. That's both players are down to minimal tickets, 81 to 69. And here comes Katusha barrage. And looks like the scatter is coming out wide. Panther is a bit wounded. He could use the repair ability once he gets out of combat. And Mortar just get a direct hit there onto the guards. This point will be decaptured as well. Full neutral capture by both players. This point has been claimed. Pioneers are capturing up. He did use the repair ability. And this one is also using the repair ability as well. Good hits there on the Grenadier. Starting to see some AT gun shots as well. Ooh, good hits there. Mortar does find some hits there. These Grenadiers are receiving quite a bit of fire. They're both quite wounded, but they will manage to stay very alive. Panther's trying to push his way forward.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Panther will backing away. We do have these conscripts and guards advancing as well. Panther Grenadiers are sprinting their way forward with the support of the nearby Panther. And they should be able to displace these Grenadiers no problem. Throws out a bundle grenade on the tree path, but they retreat back to the right and not to the left. Good try. The central point has been decaptured. Axis players on the 77 tickets. The Soviet players on the 48. Both of them are just counting down slowly, it seems like. Barrage will not dissuade the MG34, and looks like this Panther has charging forward, takes out one of the Katusha. And this time, there was no abandoned vehicle to help get him a free recovery.
We must protect our HQ. The enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Katusha barrage raining on in. Panzer Warfare barrage raining in return. Eyeing for their tree path, but cast it in too early. Didn't get any squad wipe there or any squad damage. Grenadier squad does fall back as well. Starting to pick away at the Panther for chip damage. Could see a Zist barrage here. I am so surprised we haven't seen any Zist barrages. Rocket grenade has fired. Gets a good hit there, and we'll stop the decapture there. Gets a nice, well-placed shot. As Grenadiers will be captured the central VP. We do have, of course, the T-35 trying to say no. And the Zist gun here will find a small angle to hit him. And Panther does find a hit as well. Troop 3 hits onto the T-35. He's going to be out of combat for a bit of time. Need to use the repair ability to get back in combat as soon as possible. At this point in time, use all your munitions you can get. If the thing gets this low, you have to get your guys back in combat. Good hit there on the Panther. Still neutral capture. I think it's still counting slowly, mostly against the austere player this time. Conscripts could roll forward for an AT grenade. Zist barrage does come out from the captured Zist gun. And it looks like the other Zist gun has been decrewed and being focused down by the captured Zist gun. Panther does pitch a shot there as well. Does throw around towards the T-35, but rolls a miss. This gun seems kind of fire. That's this gun. If it gets decrewed, I think it's going to be straight up dead because the gun itself has no health. There's a barrage now raining on in. The point is decaptured.
We are losing territory.
And this point is being captured up. T-3485 are both healed up. Combat engineers trying to capture the central VP. Panzerwolf barrage raining the central VP. Nope. Does get a good hit there. Does not take out the Katusha. Severely wounds it, but it's unlikely going to be going down anytime soon. Combat engineers will perhaps suicide to capture that point. He does not stop the decapture in time. If he would have done a general move order, he could have stopped the decapture. Got a capture against the Wehrmacht player. T-35 does receive a 10 there. But this point will be captured up by the Wehrmacht player, no problem. We do got another marked target onto this Panther here. He will back away. And we do have a bunker being deployed on out. And the aircraft does get shot down by the pinto mounts. Conscripts making their advance, trying to capture the point, but the Grenadiers are still in the capture zone. Entry bunker just started being researched. Panzer Grenadiers advance as well. There are in radius for the combined arms tactic, so they will be a bit more resilient. And a good hit there onto the Panther. Got a button. No, that's still the marked target there onto that Panther. Grenadiers making their advance. No unit in the capture circle, but you got the entry bunker now upgraded. The Soviet players counting down take us quite quickly. We got the 2 T-3485s advancing. This gun was not set up in a good location. Vector C2, losing that will be a bit problematic. It does get decrewed there. Has been repaired up quite a bit. Panzerwolf barrage now raining on in onto the Zis gun. Get some good damage there. Barrage is running on in, but will be hitting non-existing units. And the machine gun bunker does go down to the Zis gun. Panther's still a little bit wounded. This one does not have spotting skills, but this one is blitzing up forward, trying to pursue these forces. The pinto mounts of the Panthers could take out the Zis gun if they were both forward to pursue. This one's not pursuing. Panzer Grenadiers are advancing, and this one will go and blitz on out of there. Does throw a grenade there.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
But it's there onto the Grenadiers. And does throw a Molotov there on Panzer Grenadiers. This Panther is fully healed. This one's still a little bit dinged up. And the guard's rifle on Conscript's trying to make the advance. He's trying to deal some chip damage there on the Panther. MP42 has been set up here. Katusha barrage is likely going to happen soon. 7 seconds remaining. Grenadiers going to stop the capture. Panther does find a hit there on the T-35, but the T-35 rolls a bounce in return. He has something to capture there. It may be hard to see it, but this model is still there. Katusha barrage now raining in, trying to stop the stop capture. And T-35 does go down, gets fully abandoned there. Got a Grenadier wipe there. Panzerwolf barrage may gets a direct hit there onto the Katusha. Remember, has a slow, long barrage, so he did purposely counter barrage it. And we've got the MG42 now falling on back. Good. This gun hits there. That could be a dead Panther. It's at a bad angle. Next shot does take out the Panther. This Panther's facing the wrong angle, but it's not any prone being wiped out. Could receive an AT grenade there, but I don't think that'll be enough to damage the engine. If you're over 85 advancing, he may be eyeing for a capture ability onto that point. Or he's going to go for destroying that machine gun placement. And he's going to take time to blitz around to the rear. Does get a pen there. AT grenade. Does not have enough munitions there for an AT grenade. Center VP will be captured by the Wehrmacht player. And the machine gun bunker was cleaned up. The conscript is quite winning. He probably could have decaptured, but I don't think he can get full capture from the pinto mounts. Mortar does not get a wipe there. But we got a snare onto his T-3045. It's actually prone to be run down by the Panther. Panther has plenty of health, but perhaps withstand the gun shots. Panther 4 on the build queue. And there goes a Grenadier. Losing that Grenadier is actually very big. He needs that infantry for captain pressure and combat effectiveness against the, well, his opponent's infantry. Pushes down so the MG42 can fire away with impunity for the most part. He will get flanked. Nope, he's just retargeting now. Conscript's eyeing for Ural. He didn't need to go all the way around the house. It was facing another angle. And plus there's also an angle there where he can slip on by. Mortars falling on back, I suppose. The MG42 is not falling back. Panzer IV maybe eyeing for a crush. That is very bunched up. Well, that shot ranged short. That could have been a wipe. He does merge the guard squad. He's now can be crushed there. Is he going for a crush? He's going for the crush, getting 1-2 models. Not a very good crush. There's 3 models right there. Reverse move on top of them. Grenadier's trying to capture that point here. Guard squad does receive a nice rifle grenade there, but the conscript should ward him away. T-35 and Panther engaging both of Vet 3, both of them sending rounds into each other. Hits good hits there. Both of them severely wounded. Fires, rolls a miss. Pioneer's engaged in close range. He only has 1 gun up. That's Bet 3 Pioneer has no guns up and will be singed on the retreat. That guard's rifle squad does manage to escape on out there. Panzer coming for a very close range barrage. Panther does get his main gun destroyed. Has been injured from anti-tank grenade. He does not have enough munitions for another anti-tank grenade. He can't afford to maintain this because he doesn't have enough munitions for that either. Here comes the Panther for barrage. He's trying to save his Panther, but he's actually not prone to being wiped, though the guardsman could actually get a couple hits there and take it out, so maybe he was prone to being wiped. Fresh T-3045 does come out. Force fire. Nope, that was not force fire. That's actually a low health one advancing. It has Veterancy 3, has a lot of mobility and high rate of fire thanks to his Veterancy. He's going for a decapture order with his T-34. This T-34 can save his other T-34. Does save a resist gun shot. He will decapture the southern point. Does take out the Panzer IV there. The northern point has been decaptured as well. He's still one ticket, still counting down against him. He should be able to stop the bleed. Does get a Panzer Faust hit there. This game will continue on for a short time, and T-3476 will capture the point. He could have actually done the vehicle self-repair ability. He just got enough mission for it. Can you capture and do the self-repair ability at the same time? Does find an angle there. Has to be very, very careful. He finds an angle to engage it, I guess. I suppose that's one possibility. And he lost vision the other T-34. First Panzer IV on the build queue. And we got the... Oh, wait. That abandoned T-3045 was still alive? He got partial repairs there, needs more Pioneer repairs. He's going to try to creep it forward. Anything is useful at this point in time, because now there's going to be a triple capture against a Wehrmacht player. That's not a whole lot of tickets remaining. Sending the Pioneers over here, he can't spend time to repair that up. He needs to put a general move order. He needs to get in the center of the map just to provide any sort of fire support. Mortar finds a good hit there. MG42 and Grenadiers. Grenadier needs to get on that capture point immediately. Let the MG42 attack move forward to help provide suppression. He needs to get on that point as soon as possible. Rifle grenades needed as well. Does throw a counter frag grenade, gets good hits there. The southern point has been captured by the Pioneers, but that will not be fully captured. And he may have not stopped the bleed fast enough, and looks like the Wehrmacht player has lost ever so slightly. That really came down the wire. This is Andgray saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.